Hello, Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Welcome very much to 2025 month's horoscope for the month of May. And what I want you to know most of all is some significant and very positive changes coming into your career right now, where you might be making some really exciting and very profitable shifts. But also, you might find that this month ahead is going to get you very, very social. You're going to be finding yourself enjoying events and company of others in a very luscious way. We're going to talk also about how you might have some new ideas about how you want to be a commercially successful entity if you're an entrepreneur. And if you're not, then how you might also be leveling up your level of salary or your position in work. All of these things are activating in the month of May. And we have some rare events as well, which is that Saturn will go into Aries and join Neptune there. And for you, this is about great gains in your career. So we'll bring more details as we get going. Number one, welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lori Lothian, and we're using the Western Tropical Zodiac whole sign houses and all those fixed stars and minor asteroids. And we'll be talking a bit about Juno, who's an asteroid, in our month ahead forecast. Also, if you're new here and you haven't liked and subscribed, please do. And welcome back to the regulars. I want you guys to know that I'm having a half price sale on my 2025 All Signs bundles. Those are 12 videos, each one 2 hours, with a PDF guidebook for each separate PDF content, not one PDF. And those were for sale for $66. And now the half price mark is here. And they're time oriented through each quarter of the year. So we still have a lot of time ahead. We're only in the month of May. So if you want to grab those at half price, it's in the description box underneath this video. And if you want to take my Sky Reader class to be your own astrologer and time your best life, then you might want to check out the early bird discount waitlist, and I'll put a description of the course itself in the description box as well. A link to both of those are there. If you get on the early discount waitlist, you get a cheaper tuition when I open the doors for the course, which begins in mid-June. I'll be opening doors sometime in May. So let's get started. Let's bring it into the story. I'm on vacation. That's why I'm in a bedroom. Oh, wasn't that a pretty painting? And in what we're going to talk about, maybe I should get that in the backdrop for the next video because it's so pretty. That's better. Oh my God, at least have a horse there. So we're going to talk about the overview, and then we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you a week by week blow by, blow down, blow something. I'm going to break it down bit by bit for each week. All right. It's been a day. First of all, number one, we're going to talk about the big picture. Mercury is where we're starting. What about Mercury? Mercury's a busy little beaver, but he's moving along after April 16th to May 9th, first 9 days, he's still in Aries. Well, Mercury in your 11th house of good spirit is simply to say you might be very busy communicating, phone calling, texting, or emailing friends, but also just if you're a social beast, very commercial, very social, and if you make money in any way that involves large groups of people or the public, you might have been very busy doing messaging during this window of time. And so that would be very much a positive energy for you to have Mercury going through that 11th house. And he's there for the first 9 days of May. And then things will slow down a bit. And, and I forgot to tell you, if you're listening for your sun sign, it's about your career and purpose. And your moon sign is about your home and maybe how you feel about life. But listening specifically to the rising sign is quite often the most accurate. And that's as if you are a game playing character. That's your avatar in the simulation. And if you want to listen for that, that would be very accurate as well. And you might consider that a first point, then the sun and moon last. Okay. So Mercury next will move on May 10th and be there till the 25th of May into the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is your 12th house. Now, one great thing about this is dreams. If you want to make a dream journal thing happen, begin to really tune into your unconscious, subconscious, maybe meditations, maybe trance journeys. This is where Mercury is extremely strong. This is where he brings messages from beyond this realm, including the other side, beyond the veil. And so having him here from May 10th to the 25th is an invitation for you to participate in that part of the world called not this realm, not this place. On the other hand, because in your Taurus part of your sky, you also have your Uranus. You can have divine downloads, unexpected insights, eurekas of some sort, and really milk this journey of Mercury May 10th to the 26th for the inner landscape, your soul work, so to speak. Now, as he's going through here, May 10th to the 26th, He also will be capable of generating commercial success and enterprise through distant shores and far off lands. That could be barter and trade. This could be stock market investing. This could be things to do with your ability to do digital income and borderless revenue monies. All those kinds of things are highlighted. And especially if you use the online world, for as Mercury moves through the sign of Taurus, he will be communicating with Mars in your online social media, third house. When we move to May 26th to June the 10th, and so basically the end of this month, we begin to feel a new energy emerging. And that is where you begin to shine, Gemini. Gemini sun, your career shines. Moon, your home and home life and emotions. Gemini rising, anything you want to make really pretty and beautiful and productive. Because Mercury is at home in the kingdom of Gemini, and he is the Lord of your sign. And as he moves through your sign, beginning May 26th and finishing up on the 10th, he's also accompanied by Jupiter. Jupiter is also in Gemini and has been there since the third week of May 2024. This is a beautiful time to be you. Jupiter is giving a lot of luck to you, and then Mercury's telling you what the luck should look like. Wish upon a star, get a 4-leaf clover. Use this because you won't have this energy back for another 12 years. So May 26th to June 10th is a good time for you to engage a positive attitude, limitless can-do, unstoppable momentum of I am so lucky, so darn lucky, and let life reward you with that attitude. Even if life has been really hard, and I know you've had Jupiter there since last May, but he went retrograde and he gives you what you want, not what you need. I heard, oh no, my marriage fell apart. Yes, he gives you what you need, not what you want. It's always for your best good. But as he goes forward and as he's moving here till the 9th of June and he's tag teaming with Mercury, the Lord of your sign, yay you. Lucky you. And technically, if you were to engage in negotiations, speaking, writing, or communicating as a general Mercury principle, you'll have luck in those endeavors. Mercury is also, as he hangs out with Jupiter, the Lord of your sign, he's also the ruler of homeland, property, real estate, your fourth house. And you may have some significant luck buying a home, selling a home, changing your home, renting a home, on and on it goes, particularly in this chart, home rentals. And also you might find as Mercury is moving with Jupiter in your first house, your health improves. But sometimes it's because you receive the perfect communication or information you need in order to repair your body. And that would apply mostly to the rising signs, a bit to the moon signs as well. Now let's roll and talk about your Venus narrative. Venus is the goddess of all things beautiful, love and beauty, money and kindness and peace. Venus is moving direct, and she's now moving through the sign of Aries. Aries is your 11th house of good spirit, and it's always a positive sign. I mean, a house for you. It's where good things are going to happen. And so she's a goddess of some lucky breaks in the house of pennies from heaven or windfalls. So you might experience a bit of that. You might have some lucky financial breaks during her transit, May 1st, all the way to June 5th. So the whole month of May has that lucky signature for you. She likes to socialize. This is Mercury. She likes to find pleasure. Mercury likes to converse. Venus likes to be in the thrall of pleasures and what's enjoyable. And this is a social house. This is your groups of belonging of tribe that you've chosen. You weren't stuck with these people growing up. You know, these are your social networks and groups. And so look for some exquisite feeling of being on your social A game and getting favors and benefits, particularly from females or very feminine people as she's moving through this part of your sky. So favors from friends in high places, lucky breaks because someone wants to be an ally or support you in some fundamental way. And your career gains, whatever those mean to you, but mostly your financial gain from your career will increase, whether it's a wage promotion raise or someone like me who does borderless income and digital revenue. There's an upswell in your financial wellness from the career-related activities that happens all the month of May through to June the 5th as Venus is traveling through the 11th house of good spirit. And Neptune's hanging out there with her, but we'll get to that when we break down the week by week for you. All right, what about Mars? Mars is the god of war, but Mars is the god of action and decisions. You know, he's not just about war. He propels you to choose a direction. And Mars is moving in the sign of Leo. He got there about 18th of April, and he doesn't leave Leo until Goodness gracious, 17th of June. So in the month of May, he's still trundling through the sign of Leo, which is your third house. It will engage travel. A lot of you will take journeys because of this. You want to travel, even if it's just, domestic or within your continent. So travel becomes an opportunity that you engage in with a lot of passion and excitement. And as he does this, he's in a broad flow to Venus in your 11th house, meaning very positive gains from your career can come through travel, as well as social engagements through travel. I like the fact that with Mars going through the sign of Leo, you can be very passionate and engaged and working hard if you're a social media type, because the third house is your media in the old days, like CNN and MSNBC, but now it's social media, it's podcasts, it's other forms of online media. And if you do any online media, like I do, then you're going to be very busy, very passionate. But, as Mars moves through your third house, it's very much reminding you of how you were in November and December, perhaps, as he also moved through this part of your sky. But now he's really all systems go and wants to level you up in the social media landscape. But you're working hard for it. It's not coming by without effort. Same if you teach. If you're a teacher of any kind, passionate engagement in teaching endeavors. Again, this is kind of mid-April to mid-June and all through the month of May, he's traveling from 5 Leo to 20 Leo. And of course, if your ascendant or your sun or your moon is roughly between, let's say, 3 Leo and 22 Leo, you're kind of feeling the vibe as he crosses over your sun, your moon, or your rising sign degree. And you really feel quite engaged with this momentum. And he did do this, crossing through Leo in November, but he didn't finish business there. This is unfinished business. He backed up and went backwards and changed his mind, so to speak, on December 6th and only made it to 6 Leo. So this is now the real deal. This is what he's really here to show you. And it's rare. The way it's happening now happened in 77, 78. So use it or lose it. Now, one thing I want to tell you about next is good old Lord Jupiter himself. He's in your sign until June the 9th. He's been there for a year. And of course, it's always beneficial, but I always warn people, he's like wise and all-knowing. And so if you think, I didn't like this transit, it's because you didn't like his decisions on your marriage, on your career, or your home life. Well, don't worry. Any changes that he enacted during his stay was for your highest good. Saturn is in the sign of Pisces. Saturn has been there since 2023 March and does not leave fully until the spring of 2026. But as Saturn is trundling through, Pisces makes an ingress or a movement into Aries. Saturn will move out of your 10th house of career and reputation, where he's been having a heyday with you, and slide into the house of gains. So because the 11th house, it represents the financial gain or the success gain or the achievement gain of the efforts of your career, second from the 10th, you'll probably find that you're going to find solidifying a longer term strategy in your life for the gains of your career as he moves into this part of your chart on May the 25th and will not leave until September the 1st. So therefore, May 25th to September 1st, it can go different ways for you because he's going to bump into Neptune here. And Neptune arrived there at the end of March. You might begin to visualize new long game strategies to make your dreams true in life, not just in your career. All of your long range goals and dreams can be restructured and reformed here. Saturn can give you a sense of hardship with a female friendship because Venus will be up there, or just hardship with friendship in general. And you may want to contract or pull away from some of your friends, especially if their escapist or addictive tendencies are not right for you. He is conjunct Neptune, and there may be contraction there around particular friendships that don't serve you when Saturn joins the fray. So I'm not contradicting myself. You are very socially engaged with Venus there starting May 1st. By the time we get to the 25th, you may May 25th to September 1st, but May 25th in particular, May 25th to June the 5th, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you don't want to pull out of social groups, social circles, and social events. In other words, you're contracting and you're rethinking some of these things and re-engaging later once you know what you really want, which will be after September 1st. And that's okay to take some downtime if needed, or some pulling away from some social groups and circles. And we're going to talk more about it, but Saturn goes retrograde in middle of July. And that's also going to mean to me that changes you make in those social groups and social circles apply to mid-July. And then you're going to go backwards and maybe take inventory of your changes you've been making. Let's go ahead and talk about the month ahead in a week by week manner. Please take notes. It can help you, right? Maybe I'll hire someone to create some kind of like words across the screen in the future. But now I'm just a solo person doing it all by myself. So if you take notes, it can help you remember what I'm about to tell you. Or play this again later on. So if you want to go to the beginning of the month, I'm going to talk about the first 4 days of May. First 4 days of May puts Venus co-joining the planet Neptune. Oh, I want to show it to you. Forgot about that. Second half, I show you the sky. And you'll see here that we have I'm on April 29th. Let's move us ahead by a day. There we go. So like May 2nd, May 1st, 2nd, 3rd, Venus is at atonement with Neptune. So I guess I could say along the lines of this, it could be beautiful, a moment of spiritual recognition, spiritual enlightenment-y vibes regarding something to do with a friendship group or a circle. And given the sextile to Pluto, it could also be a dream opportunity connected to foreign lands and foreign shores or book publishing industries. And it can also highlight for you a sense of a kind of visionary creative energy that you might want to enact in some fundamental way as it applies to the words writing and publishing because of the connection to both the third and the ninth house. And if you're looking for love and you're single, this could be a very dreamy, romantic, soulmate energy forming at this time. And again, so if you're single, the first 4 or 5 days of May could bring in some kind of love partner. Look for some foreign element or big regenerative, the power of love, the love of power. There's something really big about this energy with the Pluto sextile. And it's not just an ordinary sideshow. And there's a trine from Mars. So it could be quite the new love story for those Geminis who have been looking for a partner in life. And this could bring in a very new and lovely energy. It's okay to do online dating, meeting through education and travel, meeting through social events with large groups of people. Those are ways that new love can show up for you. On May the 5th, roughly May the 4th through to the 7th, there's a bunch of other stuff happening. Number one, Mercury is going to sextile Jupiter. Mercury is going to talk to Jupiter in a friendly way. So normally these two are not always that compatible, but in this case, it's a sextile, which is a friendly conversation. Mercury might say to Jupiter something like, I've got an opportunity here for you. And it's coming from a friend. It's coming from your career and collegiate place of the sky. It's coming from a social group. And it's going to help you heal a chironic wound because it's going to bring you a golden opportunity. Now, if you've always felt like an outsider or since 2019, you just don't belong, you don't fit in with anyone, your social groups, this is going to help remedy that. It's almost like you didn't fit in, but now some of the mean girls from high school are inviting you to the party. Something good is trying to happen here. So look forward to that energy. Again, or you were the geek in high school and the football jock invites you to the party. This is like a vibe, right? So it's really lovely. And it looks like May the 5th, it's exact. You want to give it May 5th, 6th. You want to give it the 4th to the 8th. And you'll see this social engagement, healing a chironic wound. Finally, it could be a teacher. It could be a guide, mentor, teacher is going to step in with a golden opportunity for you to do something that influences groups of people. And it can be very auspicious. And you're in your job, you don't make enough money and you feel begrudgingly ripped off. Like, I'm not getting paid my worth. Well, this is the kind of thing that also can indicate a change around that kind of problem. And emails, phone calls, text messages that are fortunate and lucky regarding those work matters. Now, moving into the next part of the story, I need to pause the recording just for a split second. I'll be right back. And what I want to say about that for you, like the main thing I want to mention as we move forward, where I leave it off, is that harness that lucky break, harness that moment of time. If you get an offer for something professionally, say yes. It is a say yes moment. Sometimes we don't do that. We hesitate, and it's not going to come back this way for 13 years, 12 years, I should say. So grab it while it's there. Again, that's the first week of May. Now, moving into the second week of May, around the 8th to the 16th, we're in extreme quiet skies. Like, I mean, it's almost like a quiet oasis minus a full moon in Scorpio. Having a quiet sky like this is also good for your soul because you can make decisions, take actions, and not feel pushed and pulled by the forces of the planetary alignments. So it kind of is a good time to inward soul work, go fight, figure out what you want, take a downtime from aggressive sky. And so that's the whole, second week of May. Really, it's really like the 8th to the 14th, 15th. That aside, we have a lunation, and the lunation matters. It is a full Scorpio moon at 22 degrees of Scorpio. Of course, that's your 6th house, and sometimes that's a job and work situation rendering. OMG. You could literally find yourself getting some kind of completion or ending in some kind of job or work. Now, you do not have to quit your job or leave your job, but it's maybe the role that you play in the job is changing. Maybe you're going to complete or end some kind of task in your work, or maybe you want to make a change in the kind of work you do and you're going to complete one and start another. So there's some kind of shift in your 6th house. And because we have Juno on this lunation, it's even more interesting. Let me put Juno into the mix. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay, I just dropped a bunch of stuff in my eyeballs and now they're stinging. Okay, only for Geminis do you get the weirdest. Sorry, guys. I'm in the dry desert. I don't know if it's good or bad for me. Is this good or is this bad, Arizona? Back to you, Gemini. Let's continue the story. So the moon is here and Juno is here. And when the moon is happening at 22 degrees, guess what? She's conjunct. Yes, she is, like this. So the 22-degree moon activates potential completions of contractual agreements regarding work and employment. That's what it is. And again, it doesn't have to be literal. You may just agree with yourself. You're no longer going to do X, Y, and Z. I have a progressed Gemini sun. I'm pretty sure it means I'm going to decide not to see clients again and start taper back so I can write one of the 6 books that I have on the back end of my life. In the meantime, when you look at the sun and Uranus on the other side, the moon's reflecting that light of Uranus. And Uranus is like, oh my God, surprise. And there's like almost a delightful shock as you receive a surprise connected to work and also career. North Node, expand your worldly success. Saturn says level up, master and authority, or a pinnacle moment. And top of the mountain, top of the Pisces, cresting the wave like a surfer on the top of the Pisces wave and finding some surprising element in your career that looks positive. Now, the moon itself, yes, on the May 12th, perhaps delivers it, but the moon can also show you what it is shortly after or up to 2 weeks after. And it unfolds a longer narrative 6 months after. You might want to go back to what you were doing maybe in October, November in your career, because this is taking cue from a new moon back then. And you might also notice that this is also connected to Mercury. So expect the phone calls or the emails or the text messages for sure. Struggling with an addiction, self-undoing, a bad pattern habit, or any health challenge, breaking free and breaking through of those matters. But I can't ignore Saturn North Node in a communion with this lunation. Also some major changes in your career, in 10th house and reputation in a positive, exciting, escalating, height of the sky way. And if you have a job or you're employed, this is very much a positive full moon for that. Finally, a full moon is shining a light into your 6th house of pets. Well, you also have Mercury, the ruler of that 4th house of home, connected in the 12th. And this looks like a rescue dog from Mexico. This looks like a Chihuahua from Mexico. This looks like a possibility of a pet coming into your life in not just the 2 weeks after the moon, but up to the 6 months after. But it may be coming in like the 12th house animals, connected to the story, strays, a stray animal, you know what I mean, right? Getting a like rescue animal kind of vibe. All right. And really good also for just increasing your health by shining a spotlight into what isn't working and to making changes for your health as well. Moving into the next story. After this oasis minus the moon, we get a very busy sky. I'm going to try my best to delineate this, in kind of a calm way. First things first, as the month begins to move forward, we end up seeing around the 16th, 17th, and 18th that we're going to notice the sun will be in a conjunction with Uranus. And normally that happens every year in a different sign over every 7 years, and it's not a big deal. However, there is something to notice here. There's a star called Algol pretty close to this with an orb. And of course, this is a very intense energy, therefore, because Algol can either bring wealth or it can bring calamity where, someone loses their head, like off with their head. Because it's the 12th house and it's very subtle, and maybe nobody's losing their head, but who knows? But you could have a dream that shocks you. Mercury's there, like, oh my God, a nocturnal dream that changes your reality and gives you a new vision of your life. And you suddenly lose your head to find something new. Could be an enlightenment-y vibe here or a pineal gland download. So many things could happen on this particular conjunction. One thing I want to mention about it is it's still going off of that full moon, which says, is it about the work stuff? Is it about the pet stuff? Is it about rental properties? Mercury rules your 4th house of rental properties. A sudden, a shocking and surprising but positive North Node Saturn stabilizing rental property opportunity coming your way. Or as a landlord, the perfect tenant showing up in your world, that kind of thing. Not too bad, not too bad. I would use it for all of the above, like go for it. Pets, rentals, tenancies, positive changes of home connected to foreign lands and foreign shores as well. Now, this is also accompanied at the same time by a disagreement between Mars and Mercury. Mercury is sitting pretty, up in the 12th house, and he's having a convo of disagreement or urgency with Mars. This could be an urgent need for travel, an urgent need to make a decision regarding neighbors, neighborhood, home property, land, real estate, rental property, all of the above. In fact, to some degree, we'd almost could say that Mars wants you to take immediate action. Mercury's provided the news or the information about all those themes, including pets. And so now it's kind of a crisis crucible of decide now, action now, when exactly that same time I'm talking about, March 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. Now the sun, bless the sun soul, the headquarters of the universe, is sextiling Saturn while Venus is trining Mars. This is a nice story. Let's start off with the sun and Saturn. This is happening, by the way, this is happening around May 19th, okay, through to about the 21st. Sun, divine headquarters, Saturn. It's really all a part of one story in some ways because we're really spinning off of some of the energy of the full moon that we had in Scorpio on the 12th of May. But you'll notice that the sun is having a conversation with Saturn. And Saturn wants to have a peak experience in your career, kind of almost getting ready to change guard because he's going to change signs. And he wants to go out with a destined, fated, and worldly success vibe of some height or some escalated goodness. And Sun is supporting that from the 12th house. So part of it could be things that you're doing home alone to maximize your career success in your solitude. Or if you make income from a digital borderless income or revenue, or you think you might get employed or hired or increase your success through foreign companies and foreign countries and foreign marketplaces and foreign people, that looks good. And again, is it a phone call, text message, or email coming through to support that positive development? Maybe, because we have Mercury there as well. But we see as well that Venus is going to start a very long, like May 19th to the 25th, trine to Mars. Venus, 13 degrees, Mars, 14. You're seeing it already on the 19th. You'll feel it even on the 17th, 18th, 19th. A beautiful, harmonious, lucky, flowing energy between these planets. And there's something good that wants to happen in this part of your sky. I apologize. This is me trying to get essential times right. We can't do it every time. Let me see where the ascendant is. I'll move that back by minutes. Okay. It's hard to advance the chart this way without being able to. The software doesn't allow me to pin to any sign but Aries. And this is what happens when we have this problem. Okay, let's try that. So Venus is at 13 degrees. And you'll notice as she goes forward, 14, and then she goes to 15. And now we're exact around May 21st. So May 21st, 22nd is very fortunate, but it has to do with momentum, actions, and decisions in your third house of social media, online, writing and communicating, media, old school media, traveling, teaching and learning. skills-based education, and the local neighbors and neighborhood environment, including siblings, especially one younger. That's where Mars is. And then all of this flows up to Venus, who's commanding and applying from the 11th house. And that's just a lucky house. It's one of the best houses. So a lucky break from a friend, a female friend, an ally, a benefactor, or opportunities for travel with some kind of a friendship group or friend circle, or a social media, a glow up where you suddenly get on a giant podcast with a famous person under a beautiful flag and I'm doing pure polyev in Canada. You're going to find that you can find that energy there. Like it looks to me like if you're a social media beast, you might be interviewed on a very famous channel or up level to another layer of success in that area. Otherwise, everybody else, like, is it that trip? Is it an educational opportunity? Is it that sibling neighborhood thing that's getting a supreme lucky vibe going all month long? Well, not all month, around the 17th through to about the 24th, 25th of the month. No one's not going to like it, I'll tell you that much. And for you, it forms a mini grand trine to your very nature. And with Jupiter there, it kind of says, how lucky can you get? How much luck can you stand? How much good fortune are you willing to participate in? Yeah. Now, if we go forward, and Venus can bring more money from your career in this window of time as well. But Mars is championing you to make those decisions and take those bold actions to make it happen. Now, as we move forward into the rest of the month, we're going to say this. We see that we will see the energy of the sun now flowing to Neptune. After the sun was having a convo with Saturn, next is Neptune. Neptune in Aries, sun here. I don't know, guys. It's kind of like lucky focus in career, lucky focus in travel and social media and writing and communicating and marketing and selling, with great abundance and luck connected to visions, goals, and dreams, social media spheres, but also Neptune, especially videography platforms. Or if you're looking for a raise or a promotion, it may come through, but it might involve a change of job, location, or travel involved in that as well. When we move into the next major storyline, we see that Mercury will bump into Uranus just like the sun did. So we have to maybe connect the dots of the two pieces of the pie here, or the storylines. Sun Uranus happened around May 17th. Then Mercury is following through with what was begun then. And you'll see that Mercury is with Uranus building up. Oh, you'll feel it around the 24th, 25th, 26th. So 24th to the 25th. Let's go that. 23rd, 4th, and 5th. Mercury is doing what the sun was doing around the 17th. This is usually Mercury's job, is to send you a message. But because it's the 12th house, unless it comes from a foreigner in a foreign place or distant shore, then it's likely going to be connected to your inner landscape. You have a divine download, a meditation, a shamanic journey, or a dream at night that literally knocks your socks off and delivers some amazing insight, maybe connected to matters that were also bubbling away around the 17th of May. If it's not that, and it doesn't have to be that, what I like about it is the energetic connection to the North Node in your 10th house. This is going to be good for your career expansion, your worldly success, and your growth in your career. End of story. And it could also be very fortunate for changes in the home connected to letting go of a home, shifting homes, but also getting something connected to distant lands or foreign shores. All of that can happen here. We have a new moon at 6 degrees of Gemini. The new moon is on the 26th of May. Gemini is your sign. This is a very beautiful lunation. Now, because the moon is happening around the 26th, and it's happening at 6 degrees of the sign, 6 degrees of the sign of Gemini, 26th, 27th, it's depending on your time zone. The energy opens up a very lucky sky that can only happen every 12 years. You do not want to discount it. You're very fortunate with a new beginning here. And the new beginning is lucky. And Mercury says you're on your A game and he's going to take care of everything here. He's going to make sure it works out. Amazing book publishing opportunity, Pluto in the 9th house, amazing higher educational opportunities, amazing luck when it comes to distant travel and foreign lands and people from there, amazing connections to the 11th house of great gains, stabilizing longer term gains in a fortunate way, with Venus saying, show me the money, and Chiron healing some wounds, amazing blessed energies regarding travel with friends and groups of belongings, and even journeys that can look like traveling with a group, for a group, or even connected to teaching a group. That's Jupiter's role here. All said and done, a lucky mini grand trine is forming off of this moon. And you'll notice, therefore, that the May 26th, 27th moon, the 2 weeks that follow, and certainly the 6 months that follow, are highly, highly fortunate. Both houses 11 and 9 are luck houses, and they are participating in this moon. And with Jupiter flowing to the north node and the south node, very well, squaring it, but activating the bending of the nodes of fate, you're likely going to have destined changes with golden opportunities. It's a north bending in your career, emerging career and work. If you're unemployed, then you're going to get a dream job. Mercury is also the ruling planet of your fourth house. And again, some of that may have collateral benefits for a dream home, a lucky break getting a home, an opportunity to move your home or change your home. Saturn rules your eighth house of mortgages, so you might be able to finance a home. These sorts of things are happening in the sky. Then, as we approach the end of the month, Mercury is trining Pluto. Well, Pluto and Mercury here is a part of this lunation, but it's just a general vibe that you might have deep, profound insights, your own ability to understand with X-ray vision, deeper layers of reality that go under the surface are available to you in a very powerful way. This can sometimes be really good for financial, commercial success as well. And so you're seeing it around the 28th of May. It's in action, here, like the 26th, 7th, and 8th of May. Finally, Mercury on the 29th and 30th will be in the heart of the sun, conjunct the sun from the superior conjunction on the other side of the sun from Earth. He's direct motion. He's getting messages from headquarters. Hello, divine downloads from God, so to speak. And he's favoring you. And he wants you to get the messages you need and the information you need to be oh so lucky in your career, making changes in your career that are destined and fated. And as he comes into the heart of the sun and chats with the sun at 9 degrees of Aries, certainly Gemini, certainly if your sun or your moon or rising is within 3 degrees of either side of 9 degrees of Gemini, this is extremely powerful and very positive for you. I don't know what you're doing. You might be delivering a message. It's a great day to send out an email or make a very important phone call or launch a very important social media project or apply for that job that you really want or apply for that university that you really want. Try to harness things around that date of May 29th and 30th to use it as a lucky time for you and be proactively using it. And it still opens up opportunities for rental agreement contracts, signing on the dotted line that are very fortunate, whether you want to lease your home as a landlord or you want to rent a home as a tenant. Thanks for listening. I hope that is useful to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll see you in some of my other videos. If you do, I put out weekly videos. I put out monthly all signs videos. And my Patreon community is getting this early access ad free. I'm recording this on April the 16th. And so they're going to get this way before you without the ads. And if that appeals to you for $5 a month, come check me out on Patreon. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.